Hi there! Welcome back to my channel. My name's Emily. On this channel, we talk about business in a super fun, casual, relatable way. In today's video, we're going to be talking about my experience with my pop-up shops and everything you need to know. We're going to be talking about why you should do a pop-up shop. We'll talk about what you need to bring to your pop-up shop, what to expect, and how to set up, tear down, all of those little details. So first, I want to set up some expectations for your pop-up shop so you kind of know what to think going into it. So I did pop-up shops, one on Friday night and one on Saturday morning in two different locations, two different demographics, and I made $0 at both sales. So I would not have huge sale expectations, but the thing that I really did get out of it is spreading my name around different communities, giving out my business cards, meeting potential new customers, and really just kind of sharing my business name around different places that may not have heard about it from word of mouth otherwise. I will say that the demographic of the pop-up shops were an older crowd. The first one I did was really, really old. I was talking to the girl at the booth next to me and she said it's never like that, but I would say the average age was probably 70 to 80. So that one explains that event, but that one was a fluke, I think, based on what the girl next to me was saying, because she goes to that event frequently and she was saying that it's not like that. And then the one I did after was more of, I would say the average age was around 30 to 40. And people were definitely touching and feeling and trying things on, but no one made that solid purchase. But I was definitely the most expensive vendor at that pop-up shop. At that craft show, a lot of people were selling things like handmade mugs or teacher gifts or homemade crocheted things like that along those lines. So I think that my things weren't expected to be there, and I think that that may be a factor because people weren't leaving their homes that day with the expectation to shop for clothing. But again, that's okay. I was able to pass out my business card to a lot of people. I think that if you found a place to do a pop-up shop that was really trendy, you were able to do a downtown market with a lot of people in your demographic, which for example mine would be in the mid-20s. If I had a lot of people coming in through my booth at that age, I think I would have a higher success rate. But again, this is new to me too, so it's all trial and error, and you can't be afraid to fail, I guess, and learn something new. But that would be my expectation for you, is not to set your sales goal super high until you know what the demographic is of the area that you're going to. The next thing I want to talk about is what you need to bring to your pop-up. I have a pickup truck and it was packed with things. And when you're like, oh, all I need is like, so for example, I have a boutique, all I need is a couple racks and my clothes, and it's like all I really need. I have a whole list here. I'm gonna tell you what to bring. So first thing you want to think about is your display setup. So I'll pop up a video now of what my displays look like. So you can see, if you saw in that video, I have a background, like a backdrop stand. I had some racks. I had a little trifold stand, a mirror in the back. You definitely don't need all that. I got that stuff after I left my corporate retail job. But you definitely don't need that. I would say that you just need a couple racks to put your clothing on, or some tables to put your garments on, or whatever you're selling. But it doesn't need to be fancy. If you do have displays, do you need a step stool? Do you need a tablecloth or any linen covers to cover? Do you need something to hold your racks in place if they don't have wheel locks? You need hangers if you have clothing, or some sort of way to display whatever you're selling. You need your actual inventory. Don't forget to bring the inventory. And I would say bring a variety of what you have. You don't want to bring too much so that it's overwhelming, but You also never know what will sell, so you would hate to leave something at home and then that's what people are looking for. That's kind of the way I see it, and I would rather do the extra work to bring more things than not have enough displayed for the customer. Next, you need bags and tissue and anything that you can package up for the customer when they make a purchase. So what are you going to put their purchase in? How are you going to send it home with them? I would recommend having something branded so that when they're walking around the craft show or whatever event you're at, your name, people are seeing it, seeing your super cute wrapping, wondering where that bag came from and trying to hunt you down from there. You also want to bring business cards, preferably with your social media handles on there, your contact information, your email. I had my Facebook, my Instagram, and my email on there so that people could find me online, because that's my main goal. If you have a service-based business, you would want your email on there, you would want your phone number possibly. However you are targeting people to contact you, you want to get that out to people. You need a table for when people check out. So you want somewhere to put their garments onto, where you can put your wrapping things on like we were talking before, maybe under the table. You need somewhere to hold your cash box, which leads me to my next thing. You need a cash box. So if you're going to accept credit card only, totally fine. Make sure you have your like your Square reader or your Shopify reader or whatever you're using. And I can do another video on that too, by the way, if that's helpful, of different processing systems for pop-up shops. Let me know in the comments below. But you'll need whatever processing you're using, or if you are taking just cash or both, you'll also need change to make cash. What I would recommend and what I did, obviously I didn't use any of this because I had $0 in sales, but I was from my experience in retail, this is what would work well. $100 in fives or $50 in ones. I would do 2 rolls of each type of coin. So you could do 10s too if you wanted to, but I honestly think that just keep it simple and do 5s, 1s, and coins. And then most people will probably pay you with like 20s if they're paying with cash, so you don't have to take out more than you need to have the 10s, if that makes sense. So you don't have to take out $100 extra from your bank account to have the 10s with you. That's kind of the way I see it. So you'll want to have that with you and a place to put all of it. You also probably want to bring a chair. You can definitely stand at your pop-up shop, but the kind of demographic that I was seeing, it was totally fine to sit. If it was a bunch of younger people that were coming through, I would be standing and chatting with them more, but for the age that I was talking to, it was totally fine to sit while they browsed and looked around, and they were able to ask me questions if they needed. So it definitely depends on who you are going to be working with that day. An external phone charger is also another great thing to bring. So especially if you aren't using your laptop, if you're using your phone with your Shopify or your Squarespace or whatever you're using, if you are out there all day, it would be super nice to be able to charge your phone and also charge your credit card reader if you need to do so. You'll also want to bring extra hang tags so they can fall off, they can rip, you might find out that you put the wrong price on something. So it's great to have a few extra hang tags with you so you can make small adjustments on the garments that are presented. You'll also want to bring a notebook and pen in case there's so many reasons, in case you want to write down something or write down a name of a customer, or you want to keep track of what you're selling. Lots of reasons. Just handy to have a notebook and pen. You also want to pack a lint roller with you, especially if you're selling clothing garments. You want an extension cord and a power strip. If you have anything electrical, you might get there and your booth may not have electric right where it is. You might have to go down a few booths and share your electric. So if you can have one of those power bars, plug that in so that lots of different booths can use the electric, and then you can plug your extension cord into one of the holes in the power bar. That is a super great way to do that. What I've noticed too, this is going to be kind of a tangent, but there is kind of a drama vibe from what I've experienced. When I got my confirmation email from my pop-up shops, they both said, let's keep the drama to a minimum, and I was like, it's just for solid stuff. Why would there be drama? But there definitely was drama. So if you can think of ways to be proactive and minimize that, that's a great thing to do. A few more things that I would recommend are a sign with your business name somewhere at your booth. I didn't have this, and I definitely want to make one or get one somehow. I think that that would be super impactful. Also, gift cards. I meant to bring these, but I didn't end up having an opportunity to sell any, but that would be a great thing to do, especially for grandmas or moms or something, especially around the holidays, would be an awesome option to be able to sell gift cards. Also bring an emergency kit. I cut my thumb really bad when I was setting up my display, and I was bleeding, and I'm selling clothes, and I can't be setting up clothes while I'm bleeding. I'm gonna get blood on the clothes. So I had to take an old McDonald's napkin, wrap it around my thumb, and put a hair tie around it and like do that weird thing because I didn't have my emergency kit with me. So make sure you have that with you. It should have band-aids, safety pins, a pair of scissors. Trying to think what else you might want in there. Hair tie, an extra business card or two, maybe some mascara, or your essential makeup items, some powder, just some things that you may need in an emergency. And I say emergency lightly. Also, scissors are a great thing to have to cut off little loose strings and things like that. I didn't have that, and I wish I had. And then also a steamer if you're selling garments. I forgot to bring my steamer, and I was mad at myself. It's definitely something that you only notice when it's your own business, but wrinkles and things in your display, in your garments, anything like that is just not as attractive as having everything smooth. Next, I want to talk about the fees associated with doing a pop-up. So some things to consider are how much it is to enter the pop-up. So it was $25 each for my pop-ups. So that's kind of a gauge for you. If you want to do outside on the lawn, it's $10. So that's something to be mindful of. I do prefer inside or covered, but that's my preference, and I am willing to pay a little bit more for that. You have to think about the gas to get from where you are to your pop-up. If it's local in your city, that may not be an issue, but for me, it did take, I would say, about $60 a day in gas. You have to think about the food that you are going to purchase because you're going to be gone for the entire day from your home. So you can definitely pack a lunch. That's an option for you. Or going out, just make sure you save your receipt for your write-offs, but that is a cost that you will incur. And it is pretty inevitable that something will get dirty or fall on the ground or become unsellable. I had one tank top that got ruined. It is what it is, but that is a small cost too to think about, is it's a possibility that part of your inventory or one of your inventory items could get damaged by taking it from your house, putting it in the truck, unpacking it, putting it in a public space, bringing it back outside in the parking lot, back in your house. It's a lot of movement of inventory, and it's super possible that something could get damaged along the way. So that's another cost to be mindful of. Finally, I just want to talk about how long it took me to set up, how the day went, and then how long it took me to tear down. So it took me about an hour and a half to set up each day. And I know that sounds like a long time. It was super quick to set up the hardware, but then setting up the garments and getting everything just right and making sure the display is right and how you like it. When it's a creative process like that, it takes time because you're so nitpicky about how things are. And then for the day, it went pretty smoothly. Definitely bring a snack, bring some water. Where I was, it was like hard to get food because you don't want to leave your display. Luckily, I had someone with me to go get me food, but you don't want to leave your display and just leave it empty. You don't want to leave your cash box there and leave all your merchandise there. So definitely bring food with you. Bring some water with you. It was nice to have a chair because it is, I mean, between 3 and 5 hours long, so it is nice to be able to sit down during that time. Definitely nice to have someone with you so that, like I said, you don't want to leave your cash box and all your merchandise, so that you can go to the bathroom or take a quick break or go out to the car because you forgot your coat and it's freezing inside. All those little things. It's super nice to have someone with you also to help you put things up, tear things down, move the vehicle. It goes on and on. I would not recommend doing this by yourself if you can help it. Definitely possible to do by yourself if that's your last option, but I would recommend so much to bring a friend, your mom, your husband, boyfriend, bring someone with you. It made it so much easier. And then tear down, I would say it took about 20-30 minutes. It's quick to tear everything down because you're just ready to go. You pack it on the bags, bring it out to the vehicle. Usually, so how it was for me was there was like vendor parking where you could back up for like 20 minutes and load your vehicle, and then give someone else a turn. So it really didn't take that long. Pretty simple to pack everything up. Just make sure you are comfortable if you're using a pickup with strapping anything down or anything like that that you need to do. If you're having someone like your husband help you, make sure that you know what to do if he's not there. So overall, I definitely would do another pop-up shop. I have one scheduled to do in July. Even though it did cost me more than I made initially, I think that it's worth it to get my name out there. And I learned things from this pop-up that I can take into my next one and hopefully have better luck with making sales. From talking to people around me at the other pop-ups, a lot of them are successful and do make a lot of money at their pop-up shows. It's also something to be mindful of that the time, so right now it is May, and May is not a great time for selling for retail. So that's something to be mindful of too. I'm sure closer to the holidays, it'll be a lot better, a lot smoother to sell things. So yeah, I would definitely do it again. It's definitely fun to show off your business. We work so hard on these businesses, and it's great to take it out to different communities and show it off. If you have any questions at all about pop-up shops or business in general, anything that I can help you with, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. You can DM me on Instagram at WalkerEmily19, and I will get back to you as soon as possible and see if I can help you with whatever you're struggling with or any questions that you have. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Please don't forget to like it, subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, leave me a comment down below, all that stuff. I'm super excited about growing this channel to help as many people as possible with their businesses. Thanks for watching.